No friends in the industry, my brothers been my brothers. Man, you people ain't no kin to me, in fact. Hey, what's up, gang? It's your boy Trippy, and I'm back. If I'm a little bit high energy in this video, and I'm very loud, and, you know, it makes the microphone screech like sometimes how it always does, or it makes that very annoying popping sound when I record. I know some of you guys complain about that. But if I seem a little bit high energy in this video, it's because I freaking took a scoop of pre-workout before making this because I needed to wake up. I still had, you know, got a good amount of sleep last night. It's just that, I don't know, like, you ever just get a good amount of sleep and you know you got a good amount of sleep, but when you wake up, you still feel tired? That's how I felt. So I took a scoop of pre-workout and I was like, see, I'll feel better. And then I ended up having more energy than I really need. And then I just like destroyed like a box of cookies just now. So, you know, your boy is feeling fat, feeling energetic, and we're ready to record this podcast. Okay, so look, before we jump right into the fights, I need to really talk about this really quick. So, to make these podcasts more interesting or more entertaining, I'm going to start opening the floor up to questions. And what I mean by that is, if you guys want to ask me a question, just simply leave your questions under this podcast and I will answer it on the next podcast. So if you have questions to be answered on this podcast, leave your questions, comment your questions under this podcast. I will like the question to know that I've seen it. So I won't answer it maybe right there. I won't actually. But I will like it to let you know that your question was seen and it will be answered on the podcast. I'm going to keep it minimum to like, I don't know, maybe like 10 because I don't want to make the podcast like an hour long just because I want to eventually, but I'm going to need more, like, you know, we only got 315 subscribers, so I'm going to have to up the budget if I'm going to need more space, or if I'm going to get more space and stuff, you know, might have to go and get a Mac. Then, you know, I'll start making videos with my face in it. How about that? Isn't that crazy? But anyway, yeah, like I said, if you guys want, I'm going to say this one more time so the people in the back can hear it, just so there won't be no confusions. If you guys want your questions answered in the next podcast, leave your questions under this podcast, and I will like your question, and that's how you know that it will be read. It'll be a limit, though. I don't know what the limit is, maybe like 10, because like I said, I don't need it to be too long, but eventually it will. But anyway, let's jump right into the fights. Okay, let's start. Let's not take any more breaks. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? Johnny Walker versus Thiago Santos. So, I've been seeing so many people talk about, oh, did John Kavanagh ruin the Weasel? My boy, the Weasel. Like, I like the Weasel, man. He's like, low-key probably, no, he is my favorite MMA channel outside of myself, of course. He is my favorite. But I disagree with him on a lot of things. Not a lot. I'll be lying if I say a lot. Because a lot of the times he does hit it square in the nail. Like he does, like, you know, get it right. But this one, I had to disagree with him, and I have disagreed with him before in the past. Because he said John Kavanagh ruined Johnny Walker. That did not happen. Okay? Johnny Walker has been more defensively sound and disciplined in this fight since he's been in any other fight. We'll get into why he lost, but I'm going to just say this right now. Johnny Walker improved, and I know y'all are going to disagree with me. I know y'all gonna disagree with me. Like, Trippy, how can you say that, dude? Trippy, I can already hear the casual comment. Trippy's a casual, man, I knew it. No, bro. Johnny Walker improved. He improved. He fought like a top-level fighter last night. So, look, what you guys gotta remember about Thiago Santos is that was the last guy, or not the last guy, but he was one of the guys that thought, that everybody thought beat John Jones. He didn't beat John Jones. I know a lot of you guys think that, but he didn't beat John Jones. Dominic Reyes beat John Jones, but not Johnny Walker. I mean, sorry, not Thiago Santos, sorry. Thiago Santos didn't beat John Jones, but he almost did. It was extremely close, but he didn't beat him. So, Thiago Santos is a top-level UFC fighter in the light heavyweight division. He is championship material. Johnny Walker lost a razor-close split decision to this man. Or not split decision, majority decision to this man. So what you guys got to understand is that everybody expected Johnny Walker to get knocked out in this fight, including myself. Why? Because Johnny Walker is not defensively disciplined at all, or at least he wasn't prior to this fight. If anything, John Kavanagh has saved this man from a lot of brain damage down the line. He might have just saved his career, you know? Because if Johnny Walker kept getting knocked out, you know, he probably won't have a stance in the UFC anymore. He probably will be looking at these other promotions and probably go there and dominate, if I'm honest. But look, man, like I said, Johnny Walker has improved. The reason why he fought Thiago Santos the way he did, because what you got to realize about Johnny Walker, like I said, he's defensively undisciplined in his past. He was defensively disciplined in this fight. But the dude, since he lost to Corey Anderson, win or lose, has been rocked in every single fight since the Corey Anderson fight. Got knocked out in that fight, and he's been rocked every single fight after that. He's got rocked. Why? Because the dude is defensively undisciplined. Did you guys see the, what's that guy's name? Oh my gosh, I just forgot his name. The dude that just fought Anthony Smith. Crap, what's his name? You guys know what I'm talking about, the black dude. What's his freaking name? Ryan Spann, sorry. I promise you guys I'm 100% not a casual. I just had a brain fart at that moment. I could not remember that guy's name. Ryan Spann. Did you see Johnny Walker's fight against Ryan Spann? That was the closest thing to a bar fight that you'll ever get in the cage. I mean, they both rocked each other. I mean, they both show very, like, Ryan Spann just has a sus chin. That dude just doesn't have a chin. And Johnny Walker is just, like, wild and chaotic and like, defense is just not his first priority, you know? This fight, he used feints, used a lot of kicks, and like I said, he just didn't want to get rocked or knocked out in this fight. He's fighting Thiago Santos, you guys. You guys gotta remember that. He fought that way because he didn't want to overcommit and get knocked out by Thiago Santos. That's why. And he still almost won the fight. Johnny Walker showed me that he has potential. In this fight, he showed me he has potential. But what he needs is to, like, still be... His big problem is that whenever he does enter into the pocket, or he gets into an exchange, or maybe throws a kick, he's still defensively irresponsible just a little bit. Because whenever he throws a kick, he leaves his face wide open so you to just counter with a big shot. That even happened in this fight. That happened. Or whenever he does get into an exchange, his chin is in the air. I don't know if it's because this dude is just so tall and he thinks nobody's going to reach his chin, but no. And he took massive shots from Thiago Santos. Let you guys know, Thiago Santos hits like a freaking truck. And Johnny Walker took it. So, I don't want to hear this stuff saying that John Kavanagh ruined Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker did not get ruined by John Kavanagh. Johnny Walker defensively, this dude made so many improvements. Used a lot of kicks, used a lot of feints. He just didn't want to overcommit and let Thiago Santos basically outland him. That's it. That's it. Everybody's like, oh, this fight is going to end in the first round. Why? Because you guys thought that Johnny Walker was going to fight how he usually fights. But he didn't. Johnny Walker went the distance. He went 5 rounds. The guy's never been 5 rounds before this. So, how can you not say that this dude improved? He improved. So, I don't want to hear it. But as for Thiago Santos, he won the fight. What's next for him? Dominic Reyes. Give him Dominic Reyes. Let Thiago Santos versus Dominic Reyes happen. Put that as a co-main event to one of these fights. I don't know, coming here in the near future. Probably next year. Put it to the co-main event for Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker. Thiago Santos versus, versus him. Dominic Reyes. Do it. Sign it. Seal it. Take my money. I'd watch it. That fight. Now, that fight might end in a knockout. It might, but I feel like Dominic Reyes is going to come back with that Johnny Walker issue. And he's going to be too defensively, sound. You know what I mean? Not sound, but, way too defensive. He's going to be way too technical since this dude got knocked out twice, in his last fights. But anyway, let's move on to the other fight. Oh my gosh, the stupid bird. Do y'all hear the bird? Oh my gosh. I'm going to pause this real quick, and then I'm going to freaking go deal with this bird, man. Okay, never mind. It went away. Oh, it's still there. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Okay, so random update. The bird never went away. I guess that dude found out or heard that I was recording a podcast and he wanted to make a quick cameo in it. So I transported rooms. So now we're recording it's in a different room. It's more quiet. So you guys won't hear the bird anymore. Unless he comes to this window over here, which then I might have to go bird hunting real quick. But we shouldn't hear the bird anymore. Let's stay on topic and let's talk about the next fights because we need to move on anyway. Kevin Holland versus Kyle Daukaus. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this fight real quick. Here's what I need to say about it. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. So, do you guys think that Kevin Holland? Now, I don't want you to comment. I don't want you to comment your answer. Just answer it. Just answer it while listening. Do you guys think that Kevin Holland is ready for top level competition? I was gonna make a whole separate video before the fight happened, but I didn't want to like make a video like too close to the fight. I hate doing that. That's why I miss a lot of prediction videos. You guys asked that? I miss a lot of prediction videos because I hate making videos too close to the fight. Like the fight's on Saturdays and I make a breakdown and prediction video on Friday. I just feel like it's not enough time for the video to grow, you know? But anyway, so like I said, do you guys think that this guy is ready for top level competition? Okay, assuming you guys answered the question. Me, I hate to say this. I am a big Kevin Holland fan. We are from the same city. Fort Worth, Texas, we're from the same city. So it pains me to say this. And also, I just relate to the guy a lot. You know, we got like freaking the same goofy personality. Man, I like a guy like Kevin Holland, man. I want Kevin Holland to do great things. He's like a more entertaining, funnier Darren Till. But you know, Darren Till is just more skilled, man. Because at this point, Kevin Holland, bro, the fight ended in a headbutt, and we're going to get into that. But I'm not saying the fight was trending in a bad direction, because Kevin Holland made improvements with his wrestling defense and his grappling defense. Okay, so Kevin Holland's grappling defense was never an issue. So there's a difference between wrestling and grappling. To all my guys that say that it's the same thing. Wrestling is different from grappling. When I think grappling, I think like, you know, held up against the cage, like, okay, working a takedown, that's wrestling. Like, dropping for a double or a single, that's wrestling. But going for submissions, going for the clinch and all these other kind of things, that's grappling. You know what I mean? Taking somebody's back and all that other kind of stuff, looking for chokes, that's grappling. So, Kevin Holland's grappling defense is actually not bad. What it is just his takedown defense. And people got that twisted in the Derek Brunson fight. Derek Brunson took him down, but couldn't land grounded pound on him. Why? Because his grappling defense, Kevin Holland's grappling defense, is actually up to par. What it is his wrestling defense. The dude couldn't stuff a takedown. He couldn't stuff a takedown to save his freaking life. And you know, in this fight, it was going to be determined on if this guy can stuff a takedown to save his freaking career. Even the Marvin Vettori fight. Marvin Vettori took him down, but there wasn't a lot of damage delivered on the ground. Yes, he had that swole eye. Yes, he started bleeding. But that was because a few moments in one of the rounds. And that wasn't the story of the whole fight. Marvin Vettori didn't just take him down and beat him up. You know? What ended up happening is that Derek Brunson and Marvin Vettori both took him down and laid on him. You know? Annoying, but you know, it's MMA at the end of the day. So, Kevin Holland, man, is, like I said, his technique. So what people really got to understand about Kevin Holland is that he's really sloppy. And I know you guys think the same thing. When he throws and he exchanges, he is very sloppy. But you know, that might help. His wildness might help in his striking game because he goes for it. You know what I mean? But you know, there's definitely, if Kevin Holland got some wins, there's definitely guys in the top 10 that I think he could beat. Like, I think he could beat Gastelum. I think he could beat Paulo Costa, potentially. I think that, I don't know if he can beat Vettori, man. I really don't. Vittori's just too damn big. I do think that he can beat Derek Brunson. I actually do. And I know everybody's high on the Derek Brunson hype train. I think that he could be... Actually, no. There is no hype around Derek Brunson. That is what the funniest thing is. The dude is winning, but there's no hype around him. But I do think Holland should have beat Derek Brunson. But the harsh truth is that his takedown defense was just pitiful, you know? Grappling defense isn't that bad. Takedown defense was pitiful. And it was the same thing in the Marvin Vettori fight. Just pitiful takedown defense. It looks like he fixed it, though. But against Kyle Daukaus, man, Kyle Daukaus is not a can. But what I think we should do for Kevin Holland, if the UFC really wants to make him a star, I don't like saying this, but he should get the Sean O'Malley treatment. He should get the Sean O'Malley treatment. He should start fighting cans. Honestly, like how he was doing. Start back fighting cans. Let him improve with everything. Let him keep training. Let him keep working hard. and then try and toss him into the top 10 again. Then try to give him, because what the UFC is trying to do, they're trying to make money off of him. You know, they're trying to push him fast enough so that they can have this dude headlining shows, putting him on pay-per-views, and let him start, you know, selling. Because they want his name to be a valuable name. They want him like a fun fight, like Nick Diaz style, like, type of entertainer, you know? But it's just that the guy needs to take it just a little more slower, man. Because I feel like they tried to push him with the Derek Brunson fight. I do feel like that was the right matchup to make if they were going to push him. But, you know, maybe I think about it now, and I'm like, maybe they shouldn't have. And, you know, yeah, that's just the harsh truth about Kevin Holland, is that maybe he needs a step back in competition. And leading into this, they did give him a step down in competition. They gave him Kyle Daukaus, which is a step down in competition. But Kyle Daukaus is not a can. He's not a can. He's actually a decent fighter. He's just not as good as the top 10, you know? But he's actually a decent fighter, which it seems like for Kevin Holland's skill set at the moment, he's right outside the top 10, you know? He's not a top 10 level of fighter, as it looks like. But the fight ended in a headbutt. Let me just say this. That was the referee's fault. 100% that was the referee's fault. You guys, that made me so mad when I watched it. I was like, this guy is about to win this fight. So how it happened, they got, Kyle Daukaus tried to grapple Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland got out of it. And then they got to the center and they was exchanging. And like I said, Holland is just very sloppy, very wild when he throws his hands. But he was going for it. I like his aggression. So he was going for it. And they were exchanging shots. Kyle Daukaus kind of clipped him a little bit with the shot. Kevin Holland backed up and then winded up again and tried to go in led with his head. He threw a punch, moved his head with the punch, but moved down. So he threw like a big overhander, and he moved down with the punch, and his head clashed off the top of Kyle Daukaus' head. So basically, it was an accident, yeah. They headbutted each other. But, you know, that was the referee's fault on how it ended. Kevin Holland went out. He got knocked out by that headbutt. And, you know, they didn't think to stop it. They didn't think, like, Dan Mercliato's like, I was going to stop it. But no, dude, you should have stopped it. Not you were going to stop it. He was like, I saw him fighting back. Dude, the dude just got rocked off of an illegal shot. So you mean to tell me that if this was Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling, and Petr Yan kneed Aljamain Sterling in the face, Aljamain Sterling flops over, Petr Yan jumps over him and starts hitting him with punches. Oh, but Aljamain Sterling gets up and starts defending himself. Oh, but so you're not supposed to stop the fight? So is that how we're refereeing fights now? If there's an illegal move, but the opponent fights back after they regain consciousness, we're going to continue the fight to go. That makes no freaking sense. That was 100% Dan Mercliato's freaking fault, and it made me so mad. Like, I wanted to throw on the spandex shorts, hop through the screen, and fight Dan Mercliato in the main event. That's how mad I was. Because how you treat a headbutt, for all my casual MMA fans listening to this podcast, I'm not calling, you know, you guys that regularly listen, I'm not saying that y'all are casual MMA fans. I'm just saying, if there is casual MMA fans listening to this podcast and don't, like, eat, breathe the sport like we do, if you get headbutted, it's an illegal move. It is illegal. It is a foul. So if you get headbutted, it's just like an eye poke. It is an unintentional foul, and the referee separates you, and you get time. You don't get headbutted or eye poked or freaking kicked in the crotch, and the referee sees it, and then he goes, oh, but he's fighting back. I'm just going to let them happen. It's like, dude, if I get kicked in the crotch and I double over, and then I see the guy running at me trying to throw punches, I'm going to freaking shield up and cover my head too. Because I'm conscious, yeah, but I'm hurting. I'm in pain because I just got kicked in the balls. But I'm going to see that the guy is going to come and try and, like, land vicious ground and pound on me, and I'm going to defensively cover myself up too. That doesn't mean that I'm not, like, fouled, you know? Oh, it makes me so mad. But, like I said, when you get headbutted, the referee's supposed to stop it. It's supposed to be like, time. He's supposed to take you to your corner. And then he asks you, are you all right? Can you see? Da-da-da. And then the 5-minute timer starts ticking, and then the fighter gets however much time to recover from the freaking trauma that he just took. Oh, man. that fight ended the way it did because of the ref. But I'm not going to lie, Kyle Dawkins is a bit of a... I'm not going to say it, but he's a bit of a jerk too. Because he knows that was a clash of heads. He saw Kevin Holland fall down due to the clash of heads. And this guy still jumps on him and tries to finish him. I understand he's an up-and-coming fighter, not a ton of experience, and, you know, maybe he just got excited. I get it. But still, it's still a bitch move, you know. Shouldn't have done it. But, you know, it is what it is. It goes into the scorecards, or the fight is scored as a no contest. Yeah, and now they might run it back. They should run it back. Because I do favor Kevin Holland's chances in that fight. Although it honestly wasn't trending in his direction up until the headbutt. You know, he got controlling his cage. He got out of it. He did get out of it. But then he got clipped. He did get clipped a little bit with the shot by Kyle Dawkins. A little bit. So, you know, if you want to look at it, like, in basic terms, he was technically losing that round. Not saying that he was down and out or anything like that, but he was losing the round. But that doesn't mean that it was literally like a minute or something into the fight. He could have turned it around, you know. But, you know, freaking Dan Miragliotta. So, what I think about that fight, referee's fault. Dan Miragliotta's fault. Freaking bald-headed, shiny, freaking... Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't mind Dan, but he made me mad that night. Anyway, let's move on, and I'm going to kind of speed run through these other fights. So, Alexander Hernandez wins his fight. Alexander Hernandez is the most inconsistent fighter of all time. That dude gets a flashy knockout, loses again. Just like a year ago, he had like a flashy knockout of that one guy with the name that's hard to pronounce. He had a flashy knockout, quick knockout against that guy, loses again, and then he fights this guy, and then he gets another flashy knockout. The guy will get a big win. He's just like Kevin Lee, but he hasn't made it to the status of Kevin Lee yet. But that dude is so inconsistent, you know? And as for his next fight, I would say, fight Kevin Lee, but nope. I know that he was supposed to fight Islam Makhachev at a point, but now I don't want to see that fight. Because first, Islam Makhachev is just way too far off the rankings. Give him... I don't know, bro. Who do y'all want Alexander Hernandez to fight? What's the one guy that got head kicked and knocked out by Kevin Lee? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting so many names now. But he should fight that guy. Bingo. He should fight that guy. I forget his name. Gregor Gillespie. He should fight Gregor Gillespie next. Why not? Make that fight happen. I think that's actually a winnable fight for Hernandez. If he gets stuck to takedowns, but Gregor Gillespie is such a good freaking wrestler. But I think that he could beat... Possibly, you know? You never know. But Alexander Hernandez, likely for him, he's going to lose his next fight, and he's going to win again, then he's going to lose again. That's just how he fights. He's just so inconsistent. But as for a young prospect like him, I want him to do great. But, you know, I want him to continue to win. I want him to be, like, move back up, start talking crap again, and get humbled again, you know? Why not? Entertaining. He talked so much crap to Cowboy, and that Cowboy fight changed him, boy. I've never seen humbling work like how it did for him, boy. After that, he kept his mouth shut. He did not talk crap to anyone else. You gotta love Cowboy, man. Okay, next fight. Nico Price versus Cowboy Oliveira. You know, Nico Price definitely won that fight. Won the first, lost the second, won the third. Nico Price, man. I love Nico Price. Entertaining as hell. I think he won. I thought he won his last fight. I thought he beat his last fight against Michel Pereira. But, you know, stuff happens. If I'm a betting man, make the rematch. But, you know, maybe they don't want to see that. Maybe they don't want to make a Michel Pereira versus Nico Price rematch. But if I was the UFC, I'd make that rematch. Because I think that Nico Price could definitely win that fight. If not, make Nico Price versus Robbie Lawler. If Robbie Lawler wants to come back, let him fight Nico Price. Why not? That'd be a fun one. I would say Nico Price versus Nick Diaz if he fights again, but I don't want Nick Diaz to fight again, and then maybe a little bit too much speed for Nick. That may be a little bit too much for him. Nico Price versus Neil Magny could be fun. You know, there's a ton of fights for Jeff Neal. There's a ton of fights for for Nico Price, you know. As for Cowboy Oliveira, honestly, who cares? But, you know, give him some fun fights, but who cares who he fights next? Honestly, nobody cares. Yeah, that is the end of the podcast. I know a lot of MMA news came out this week, and we will cover that in the next one, because in the next one I'm going to have a lot less to talk about, because, I mean, nobody cares about the next Fight Night card, let's be real. End of the podcast. More breakdowns coming soon. A lot of content coming out this week, shipping out a lot of content. Your boy is back on his grind. He's been on his grind. And it's been your boy Trippy. If you guys enjoyed the podcast, remember what I told you at the beginning of this podcast. But if you guys enjoyed the podcast, thank you. Leave me a like, comment, subscribe. Every like, every comment, and every subscriber gives me motivation daily to bring you guys the best MMA content on YouTube. It's been your boy Trippy. We are the champions in the MMA content creation world. The rest of the world is just contenders. And I'm out, man.